Alright guys, how's it going? Anyone still there? A dearth of content on this channel in the last year, I guess. Yeah, truth of the matter is, I haven't been getting the house to myself very often lately, and I kind of prefer that for making videos. Kind of feel a bit self-conscious making videos when the missus is floating around. So that's why, basically, but plenty of gaming been going on, plenty to talk about, I guess. Pretty much all PSVR. I haven't been playing any retro for a long time. No particular reason, just how it's been, I guess. But really happy with the VR stuff, and been playing some flat screen PS4 games as well. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about some of the games I've been playing. One pickup, I think there's one new physical pickup that I've got. Yeah, since the last time I talked about pickups. And that is it. Just check in and say hi. I'm still here, and still looking forward to that release of Shenmue 3. So psyched about that, and I'm really looking forward to getting the box of goodies that I should be due from the Kickstarter backer, pledge that I put in, and I think I've already announced the pledge that I put in. It was quite a ridiculous amount of money, and I'm actually going to be in Shenmue 3. For anyone who doesn't already know, I'm going to be a Chibi-U capsule toy, so you'll be able to collect a little capsule toy of Shemuzo in Shenmue 3. Let's see what the likeness is like. Bit apprehensive about what it might actually look like. I haven't seen it yet, but we shall see. Yeah, that's fun. That's coming up. Yeah, the Shenmue 3 development. There's been some controversy recently with regards to its format. It's now going to come out on a different platform on PC, a different launcher. So it's not going to come out on Steam straight away. It's going to come out on, I can't remember what it's called now, Elite or something, some other streaming, some other platform on PC. And some people are not happy about that. But I don't use PC, so I can't really speak on that with any authority. But in my mind, it's like, we already waited like over 15 years for Shenmue 3. I mean, it was never going to happen. It was pie in the sky, and then it finally did. So does it really matter that you're going to have to open a different launcher for one game? Does that matter? Is that so much of a ball ache to click a different thing to open the game? Again, I'm not a PC player, but to me that seems like a really minor point. But understandably, people are annoyed because that's not what they were promised. But things change. You've got to roll with the punches. It's making dreams happen. Come on, Yu Suzuki, get behind him. I'm sure he's had to make some compromises and pull a lot of strings and pull a lot of favours and do a lot of sweet talking to get this game to the level of quality that he needs it to be and that we need it to be in order for the Shenmue series to be completed. So that's the real game here. So this is why I think people need to get behind this game regardless of which icon on your desktop you need to click to play it, because if Shenmue 3 isn't very good, it's not going to sell enough to make Shenmue 4 and 5 a viable prospect, and that needs to happen because the story's not going to finish with Shenmue 3. So guys, come on, it doesn't matter which launcher it's on. Spoken as a console player, I know it's not my business really, but there it is. So one physical pickup, I think the rest are stuff that I've already shown, but one physical pickup for PSVR, and that is Sariento. And this game, again, through Perp, that third-party publisher that's putting out a lot of games on disc for PSVR. I'm very happy about that. So Sariento is it's basically a ninja simulator. It's insane. This game is brilliant. Graphics are quite simplistic looking, but the fact that the control that this game gives you, the level of control that you have, is unprecedented in any other VR game that I've played so far. When you learn it, I mean, there's quite a lot to learn about the controls, but once you do kind of master them, so to speak, or at least get good enough with them to enjoy the full range of movements, of attacks, of strategies, then it just feels so fluid and free. You have so much freedom of how to play this game. So yeah, it's like, wall running, slow motion, you've got different types of weapons, lots of upgradable aspects to it, slides, it just feels very fluid the way you move, and it's really good. It takes a little bit of getting used to, a little bit of time to learn But yeah, I can highly recommend Sariento if you haven't already picked that up. That is definitely worth looking at. So again, this is now this is just basically what I've been playing. So yeah, this vid's just checking in, saying hi, and this is what I have been playing. If you were interested, what was that word? Interested? Yeah. So Wipeout Omega Collection. This was free on. I think it's free this month actually. Still, yeah, I think it's this month. It's free on PS Plus for everybody. So definitely get on board with this if you haven't already. If you've got a PSVR, or even if you haven't, it's so good. I mean, most people will know already, but this game is so impressive graphically. It's so crisp and clear, and it's got really quite good graphics. So to have that high level of fidelity to the graphics with the clarity, with the sharpness as well, is something that we really appreciate as PSVR players, because a lot of the time, games have to be kind of downgraded a little bit and you get a kind of blurriness in order that the machine can effectively run the game in VR, because of course remembering that it has to render the game twice, once for each eye, so it's working extra hard to do that. So games with higher fidelity graphics often suffer in terms of clarity, but this one doesn't, especially on the Pro, but I've heard it's good as well on the regular PS4. But yeah, the smoothness of the gameplay is there, the speed, so addictive, so fun, fucking fantastic. Best racer on the system in my opinion. So yeah, definitely worth cracking on with that. I've finished a few games. Imagine that. I've actually finished some games recently. And so, first one was Blood and Truth. Massively hyped game. This is a big marquee game for PSVR. Obviously, it was in the works since before the headset launched back in 2016. One of the very first experiences we got was, of course, the heist, and this was an expansion of that. And it's everything that you wanted it to be. You're basically in a Guy Ritchie movie. It's brilliant. It's the action sequences are on rails, but that gives you the freedom to move through these environments whilst using both your hands to fire in all directions and everything else that's going on. It's just really, really good. So well made. Loads of polish, loads of atmosphere, really fun, and lots of replayability as well. Now they've done some DLC to add kind of leaderboards to it, and New Game Plus and things like that. So yeah, fucking brilliant. Did not disappoint. Blood and Truth, brilliant. Another game that I've completed recently is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Yeah, fucking ace. Everyone knows the Uncharted series is high quality. This is right up there. Graphics are fantastic. The action's good, the puzzles, the cinematic kind of feel to the game, and it never stops surprising you with the subtlety of interaction of the characters and the environment, and I say subtleties, overblown in terms of its action, but yeah, there's just little subtle movements here and there, the way the characters interact with the environments and such, and love the puzzles in it and the action, but actually managed to finish it, so awesome. And looking forward to playing Uncharted 4, which I haven't yet, for the same reason that I didn't play any flat screen games for the first year or so of owning my PS4, is because I was waiting until I had the TV to do them justice. And now I've got the OLED LG, and loving some flat screen action and all that such words. So another flat screen game. I'm playing this now. I've not finished it yet, but I think I'm pretty close to the end by the flavour of the level that I'm on. And it is Tearaway Unfolded. My missus played the Tearaway on the PS Vita and really enjoyed it. And I think this is a completely different adventure. I think it's a completely different game. I don't know. People can tell me. I don't think it's just the Vita game retooled. I don't think it's that. But yeah, really, really fun. Really interesting and innovative uses of the controller. So you're using the touchpad and different things like that, and interact, and the light sensor, the gyroscopes in it, and you're just interacting with the game world in really unique ways, and it keeps the game fresh and interesting. It's a really fun little platformer. Yeah, really fun. Not very challenging, although I have got stuck on a couple of occasions because there's a couple of not head scratches. They're not head scratches. I'm just an idiot. But yeah, there's some puzzles in this game that take a little bit of thinking, and once you figure it out, you're like, oh yeah. But supremely fun. Yeah, really good. As I say, I'm pretty near the end of that, I think. another flat screen game that I have been playing recently is Alien Isolation. Had this for a long time, and again I was waiting for a TV to do it justice. And yeah, dead atmospheric. Just enjoying it. What can I say about it? It's really tense, good atmosphere, very unique in the sense that it's not focused on weapons, it's focused on hiding and navigation and avoiding the enemy basically, rather than taking it on. So that's definitely a unique flavour that I've enjoyed to it. And in isolation, that is good, yeah. I don't think I paid £15 for it, did I? I don't think I paid £15 for it. I don't remember what I did, but anyway. So back to PSVR, and we have Downward Spiral Horror Station. Been playing some of that recently, and this is cool. This is like you're in a space station and it's kind of abandoned, and it's very eerie. But the main draw of this game is the movement mechanic. You move around the space station initially, at least, by grabbing onto environments. Obviously, it's got the move controllers. Grabbing onto environments and pushing yourself off in any direction that you want to go, and that obviously makes perfect sense. That's exactly how you would move around if you were in a space station in zero gravity. So that's just really fun, really immersive, and it's just a fun gameplay mechanic to move around in that way. Later on in the game, you get a grapple hook, so you can shoot it and do the same thing but with further away surfaces. And I recently found there is an airlock, maybe even more than one, but I found an airlock that you can open and actually go out into space. So I pushed myself out into space and kept floating. And I floated too far, and my grappling hook couldn't reach the space station, so I was just there floating in space forever. I stayed there for a good few minutes actually, just taking it all in, right next to this huge planet in front of me. It was ace. And then I had to reset the game because I couldn't get back in the station. But anyway, this is really fun. There are enemies, there is shooting, there is a bit of action. But it's great atmosphere, spooky feeling, and just that's a great use of the VR move controllers rather. So yeah, I can recommend that. Oh my gosh. The next one I want to talk about is Transference. Now this is a game that had Elijah Wood involved with it. I think he's producer, he had some kind of role within the design as well of the game. But Elijah Wood was involved with this, and there's a lot of promo for it as well. Transference, very spooky. It's the second. It's the third game on PSVR that I have struggled to play whilst alone in the house. The first one was Resident Evil 7. The second one was it Paranormal Activity? I think it might be that. But this one certainly, man, scary games work so well in VR. You know, this, it's not real, but there's something about being in a VR game, especially with headphones. You've got that directional audio as well. There's something about scary games in VR that just works so well. You're so easily tricked into feeling apprehensive about going around corners in a scary game, or being hypersensitive to little noises that you can hear and such things like that. Oh God, this has made me jump more than a few times, and it took me a couple of weeks to work up the cojones to actually be able to play it whilst alone in the house. In the past, like for Resident Evil 7, I had to wait until my missus was sat in the room with me, so I had some kind of anchor to the real world. I wasn't quite scared enough to play it, too scared to play it. But yeah, so this kind of similar feeling. So it's really effective in that regard. Very spooky, very strange, kind of weird plays with kind of dimensions, alternate dimensions and that. And there's some kind of it's just very, very strange, really nicely told narrative through the game. Interesting puzzles. It works well. It's a really good game. Transference, I can definitely recommend that. And it's another game that, like Resident Evil 7 before it, proves that you can have this immersive experience in VR even without the hand presence of Move controllers. So even this is with a DualShock 4. So even though you're holding a controller, and that and so many other things are telling you that this isn't real, it's not really, you're not really in jeopardy, there's no real danger, your brain still thinks there's danger. It works. Transference is ace. One other game to talk about briefly. I haven't played this game yet, for good reason though. It's No Man's Sky. So I bought this some time ago now, a few months, in preparation for the VR patch that is coming. Now this game, of course, famously made huge promises when it launched. The developers bigged it up ridiculously, saying this is what we intend for the game. Eventually it's going to do this, this and this and this. When it first launched, it did not meet those expectations in the slightest. In fact, people were quite disappointed when it first came out. Since then, they've done a lot of big updates, and they've certainly added a hell of a lot more to the game world and to the functionality of it. And people are really enjoying it now, and I think it's sold really well at this point. And but the next update, the next free update for it is called Beyond. So No Man's Sky Beyond drops tomorrow, I believe, actually. And they said it's their biggest update yet. So as well as VR functionality, it's going to add a load of stuff like extra multiplayer stuff and extra game world features and things like that. So there's, even to people that have already played it, if you haven't for a while, it might be worth jumping back in with this update tomorrow. But I've been waiting for the VR update because I wanted to experience this first time in VR. I wanted to experience it as a VR game. So I haven't played this yet at all. I have seen footage, of course, of it, but I've tried to stay away. I didn't want to spoil too much of it. Although it's procedurally generated, so everyone has a unique gameplay experience, I really didn't want to see much of it. I want it to be as fresh as possible when I first play it in VR. I don't know if that's the wisest way to have gone about this, because a lot of people are saying that this game is so deep, there's so much to it, and when you first start out, there's quite a bit of kind of grinding. You're finding your feet, you're making your way in the world. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Had to do it. So people have been saying that it might make sense to actually prepare yourself for when it comes out on VR by just getting that early stage out of the way on the TV, when you're having to kind of grind to build your base and do these kind of laborious activities to try and set yourself up in the world. But I haven't done that, so I shall be doing those laborious activities in VR. And I think it'll be fine. I'm not too bothered about that. But anyway, that's it, guys. That is it for this video. I'm still alive. Nice to see you, and I'll see you again soon, I hope. Alright guys, bye bye.